1. In a DBT project, what is the primary function of the models directory? A. It stores raw data files collected from various data sources. B. It contains a SQL files that define how raw data is transformed into analysis-ready data. C. It manages user permissions and access controls. D. It stores logs of all transformation jobs executed. 2. What is the primary purpose of using ephemeral models in DBT? A. To create temporary models that exist only during compilation. B. To generate persistent tables for long-term storage. C. To store transformation logs permanently. D. To replace incremental models entirely. 3. What is a major advantage of using DBT's source freshness feature? A. It allows users to track data updates and identify stale datasets. B. It automatically deletes outdated models. C. It encrypts old datasets for security compliance. It converts raw data into normalized tables automatically. 4. When mentoring a new DBT developer, what is the best adult learning principle to apply? A. Encourage memorization of syntax. B. Provide guided practice with real-world data models. C. Deliver lengthy theoretical lectures. D. Assign rote repetition exercises. 5. What is the purpose of the DBT run command? A. To refresh dashboards connected to DBT models. B. To execute model SQL files and materialize results in the database. C. To compile documentation for project review. D. To validate schema configurations only. 6. Which of the following best describes a DBT seed file? A. JSON file used to store metadata. B. A static CSV file used as a data input within the project. C. A configuration file for testing purposes only. D. A script that automates deployment pipelines. 7. When developing a DBT curriculum, which instructional design approach ensures learner engagement? A. Content-heavy theoretical reading. B. Scenario-based tasks involving transformation logic. C. Continuous assessment without practical work. D. Independent reading of documentation. 8. What is the main benefit of DBT's tests functionality? A. It validates data quality and model integrity. B. It ensures query optimization for performance. C. It automatically backs up all model outputs. D. It reduces overall database storage. 9. When facilitating a DBT learning workshop, which instructional strategy promotes active participation? A. Collaborative problem solving on transformation challenges. B. Continuous lecture delivery with minimal interaction. C. Individual memorization exercises. D. Reading the DBT documentation silently. 10. When facilitating feedback in a DBT training session, which communication technique is most effective? A. Deliver one-way feedback focused on errors. B. Ask reflective questions that help learners identify improvement areas. C. Use public correction to motivate learners. D. Avoid feedback to encourage independence. 11. What does DBT's ref function primarily enable? A. The ability to create table indexes dynamically. B. The management of dependencies between models. C. The encryption of sensitive data fields. D. The automatic generation of reports. 12. A DBT model fails due to schema inconsistency. What evaluation method should a trainer use to assess learner troubleshooting skill? A. Multiple choice quiz on DBT commands. B. Performance-based simulation of debugging a project. C. Reading comprehension test on documentation. D. Group discussion without execution. 13. In a DBT project, why is the DBT debug command important before running models? A. It checks configuration and connection settings to avoid execution errors. B. It deletes previously compiled models. C. It installs external dependencies. D. It runs data quality tests automatically. 14. During model development, why should developers prefer using incremental models? A. They improve performance by only processing changed data. B. They generate comprehensive backups automatically. C. They prevent data duplication through caching. D. They automatically compress data outputs. What is a key benefit of DBT documentation generation? DBT docs generate. A. It creates visual lineage and technical documentation. It stores data models in XML format. C. It runs integrity tests on all models. D. It triggers pipelines automatically. 16. When developing DBT assessments for learners, which method best measures applied understanding? A. Timed quizzes on DB syntax. B. Project-based model creation and execution tasks. C. Essay writing about DBT history. D. Watching tutorial videos passively. What does a materialization in DBT define? A. The database engine used. B. How the result of a model is persisted in the warehouse. C. The order of model execution. D. The security level of the model. 18. Which DBT feature supports compliance with data governance standards? A. Source freshness checks and data testing. B. Automatic schema creation. C. Manual transformation scripting. D. Untracked model updates. 19. In curriculum design for DBT, why is reflection time important for adult learners? A. It allows passive information absorption. B. It supports the integration of new concepts with prior experience. C. It replaces the need for feedback. D. It minimizes interaction time. 20. What is the primary goal of DBT's exposures feature? A. To define how downstream tools depend on DBT models. B. To encrypt model outputs. C. To manage user permissions. D. To log all SQL queries. 21. A mentor guiding DBT learners should prioritize A. Demonstrating error identification techniques using real code. B. Providing solutions without discussion. C. Avoiding hands-on examples. Emphasizing memorization over understanding. 22. Which learning assessment is most effective for measuring higher-order thinking in DBT training? A. Building and optimizing a complex data model from raw sources. B. Identifying command syntax errors in isolation. C. Listing DBT command names. D. Watching tutorial videos without practice. 23. What distinguishes DBT snapshots from models? A. Snapshots track historical changes in data over time. B. Snapshots materialize tables using joins. C. Snapshots clean null values automatically. D. Snapshots define schema configurations only. 24. What type of learning objective best aligns with a DBT performance evaluation? Explain how to use DBT. B. Design and run an incremental model that processes daily updates. List DBT model types. D. Define transformation. 25. In a DBT project, the target folder primarily stores A. Compiled files and run artifacts. Raw CSV data sources. C. Model configurations. D. User credentials. 26. When evaluating DBT learners' comprehension, what is the best indicator of mastery? A. Ability to execute a DBT run command correctly. B. Ability to design, build, and document a transformation workflow. Ability to memorize DBT documentation. D. Ability to name all DBT commands. 27. How does DBT help ensure regulatory compliance in data transformations? A. By enabling version-controlled, auditable SQL transformations. B. By automatically anonymizing all sensitive data. C. By blocking non-compliant users. D. By restricting access to all raw datasets. 28. What is the key advantage of integrating DBT with version control platforms like GitHub? A. It enables collaboration, auditability, and change tracking for all transformations. B. It automatically creates database schemas. C. It encrypts all SQL files for compliance. D. It replaces the need for manual model creation. 29. In team projects, DBT promotes communication efficiency by A. Using standardized, version-controlled SQL code bases. B. Allowing private, untracked script changes. C. Hiding transformation logic from teammates. D. Eliminating documentation requirements. When facilitating peer review among DBT learners, an instructor should A. Encourage constructive, specific feedback. B. Allow criticism without guidelines. C. Focus solely on grading. D. Discourage collaboration. 31. A well-designed DBT learning module should include A. Immediate practical application of model building concepts. B. Repetition of theoretical content only. C. Passive observation tasks. No learner reflection. 32. What is the advantage of defining macros in DBT? A. To reuse SQL logic and maintain cleaner code bases. B. To replace all manual configuration files. C. To store documentation offline. To automate backups. 33. In a DBT model, Jinja templates are primarily used to A. Automate and parameterize SQL logic. SQL code. C. Create indexes and tables. D. Run machine learning models. What does the profiles.yml file manage in DBT? A. Connection details to data warehouses. B. The list of all transformations. C. Logs of past runs. D. User permission settings. 35. To assess real-world readiness of a DBT learner, trainers should A. Assign end-to-end data transformation projects. B. Use multiple-choice recall tests. Ask learners to define terms. D. Require reading assignments only. 36. Why is continuous feedback important in DBT mentoring? A. It reinforces correct practices and improves learner confidence. B. It reduces mentor workload. C. It delays learner autonomy. D. It replaces structured assessment. 37. When teaching DBT's testing framework, which approach supports adult learning? A. Allow learners to build and run custom tests on sample data. B. Provide all test code pre-written. Focus on memorization of command syntax. D. Exclude debugging exercises.